Hi, my name is Maggie Kipley, and this is my capstone proposal. So my problem is the onboarding process at my current employer, Philips Healthcare. I'm a field service engineer, so I go in the field and fix medical equipment. The issue is that the new hires are not getting a very good, in my opinion, onboarding uh, walkthrough on how it works in the field. There's no consistencies throughout everyone in the US. It's very hit or miss on what they actually receive as far as information from the company. There is no checklist for these new employees that they have to make sure that they have learned all the different websites and such that we need in order to be able to do our job properly. Oftentimes, employees don't even have the proper TMDE or test equipment that they need in order to be able to do the job successfully. Without that, you can't test the equipment that you're trying to work on. And how might I change this problem? By setting a standard practice on how we train new employees. There needs to be some form of proper training that new employees go through in order to be able to start in the field and be successful at their job. Why does this need to change? Because the new employees are not being trained properly, and it is severely affecting how our customers are seeing the company as a whole. Customers are not getting a consistent experience with their service, whether it's between different employees in the same region or across the US. There's no consistency throughout all the field service engineers that work on the same equipment because there is no standard as of right now. This is also impacting our customers' retention as far as when they need new equipment, they're looking to other companies to buy their equipment from and thus get service from other companies because other companies have more reliable and consistent service than what Philips Healthcare is providing at this time. There's excessive training by the mentors in the field, and with that being said, again, there is no consistency. Each mentor does stuff differently, whether it's the documentation, how they schedule their time, and how they look to schedule out, because that's something that we are also responsible for. And I found that a lot of employees lack the ability to do many of these skills. Then this also falls on to other employees that are more capable of doing the job or understand the job more or have just been around longer. The mentors are designated by the regional service manager, but there's no real clear cut on who can be a mentor, who they will be mentoring, and such things like that. I never had a conversation with my manager that, hey, you're going to be mentoring this new employee, and this is what they need to know within an X period of time. That was not something that I was given, so I just kind of went off the seat of my pants and tried to do the best I could for this new employee so he could be successful in the field just as I had been able to be. And like I said, there's not any consistencies throughout the entire country. So whether you're in Texas, Florida, New York, California, we all fall under one manager, and we don't have a consistent onboarding process that we learn the same stuff and are able to perform all the same things in the field. There is a standard as far as training on the equipment, and that is due to the FDA, but there is no standard on how we do our documentation, which is also looked at by the FDA. So there will be some other resources that I need. So obviously I have my experience with the company and my experience with onboarding. I've also been a mentor to another new employee, which I have that experience. But I think it's really important to talk to my other coworkers as well because they have different experiences and they're in different areas of the country, and so they have a little bit different backgrounds and see things in a different view simply because they're another human being. Another thing that would be very helpful is knowing the budget that each employee is able to have for their onboarding. So Philips Healthcare is obviously a company that is here to make money, and that at the end of the day, that's what they care about, is making money. And so there is a certain budget that each employee is given, not necessarily that they're aware of, but that the company is willing to spend on them to train them in order to put them into the field. And so knowing that budget would be very helpful as far as, because you'd have to travel to Cleveland Ohio in order for their onboarding training, because that's where our big training facility is. So that's where we have a lot of resources there that they're able to talk to. We also have one in Alpharetta, Georgia, that I have spent some time at, and then there's also another one in Massachusetts. So another thing that'd be helpful is knowing how other companies do their onboarding process, because I don't feel this is the most efficient way that we could be doing it. And I feel that there's a lot of ways that we could streamline it and make it a lot better for the new employee, and also help them to be more successful in the field, because oftentimes these people have never been in the field before, so they don't understand what you have to do in order to be successful in the field, because it's very different than in-house biomeds. So from this outcome, I hope to be able to have a presentation that I can give to my employer to show them that this is ways that they can improve their onboarding process, which will help not only just the employee themselves, it'll help the regional service managers, it'll help the current field engineers that are already in the field, it'll also help Philips as a whole, because it'll help the company save money and have better products and service coming out of their company. I feel this will help me be able to have a higher position within the company and grow in my career and be able to advance my career in order to be able to have a management position in the future, because at the end of the day, that is my goal, is to have a management position. And I feel this would be able to show my abilities to look at a problem and come up with a solution that is capable, that we can use to be able to solve the problem that we're facing. Here are my resources. Here are my references. Thank you for listening.